Saints got some concerning news around some injuries for two very important players on the offense, and we're going to give you guys that update here in just one moment. But the Saints fall to the Chicago Bears 26-14. Dennis Allen gets his get back, and I guess it's fair to say that the Bears popped out and showed him. Really quick, we're going to give you the information around the notable injuries. Kendre Miller, the running back, Eric McCoy, the center, both players ruled out during today's game. Kellen Moore, after the game, speaking to media, said that there is concern for both of those players. Kendre Miller has a knee injury. We will have to see what happens at the time of filming this video. We know that he has been ruled out, and there is concern. But for Eric McCoy, the starting center, he has a potential bicep tear. Kellen Moore not confirming that is the injury, but he said that that is one of the fears for Eric McCoy. All in all, we're going to have more information. We're going to have more injury updates early tomorrow morning and throughout the day. We're going to be live tomorrow afternoon, so just make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, and if you're tired of losing, if you're tired of almost winning, if you're tired of almost being good enough, if you're tired of just mediocrity, hit the thumbs up icon and like this video. I mean, like, it's just deflating, man. This game was utterly deflating for so many different reasons. And we're not going to honestly sit here and go through too many stats. We're not going to sit here and go through all of the information. We're going to show you guys what it is just to kind of lay the foundation of what this game was. Newsflash, it was terrible. Saints defense, for what it's worth, started off really, really hot. And you got to give them some credit. The offense, incapable of doing anything. Now, really quick, Lopez, keep these numbers up here on the screen. I want to give you guys some information around the New Orleans Saints. Listen to this. In terms of slow starts, they are a slow start merchant team. They cannot start fast if they wanted to. 68-16 in the first quarter scores and 141-72 in the first half of their first 7 games. So in the first quarter of the first 7 games, the Saints have been outscored 68-16. How the hell do you expect to win games if you are every single week starting at a deficit? For what it's worth, defense did show a flash. Bears went 3 and out. The opening drive touchdown streak ended. That was the first time the Saints did not give up an opening drive touchdown since week 2. Chase Young almost got a pick 6, by the way. That was actually crazy. And then guess what? You force a 3 and out. You know what happens? Spencer Rattler fumbles, which was one of 4 turnovers that Spencer Rattler had today. And I have a bone to pick with Spencer Rattler. I'm going to get there. We're going to talk about it. Not happy. Really not happy. Defensively, the Saints couldn't stop a nosebleed. Never heard of Kyle Monon guy. Never heard of him. Looked like Adrian Peterson. DeAndre Swift over 124 yards. I mean, this team just it was terrible. Over 200 yards on the ground. 164 yards in the air from Caleb Williams. Defense could not stop anything. Spencer Rattler, got to give credit. Quincy Riley did get an interception. Going to talk more about it in a moment. But Spencer Rattler, look, might have been his worst game. This might have been his worst game. All in all, the stat sheet, sure, him 233 yards is pretty impressive compared to Caleb Williams' 172. Bears won. Doesn't matter. Spencer Rattler, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, sacked 4 times, 1 fumble lost, 2 carries for 12 yards. He was not good. It's time to have a conversation. You start Tyler Shuck. I don't know. I don't know what I would do. But I do know that something needs to change. And I do know that this is not a winning brand of football. And I do know that after today, my confidence has started to severely dip in Spencer Rattler. Now, somebody who had a great day, really wish we could have gotten him one more pass we could have gotten to 100 yards. Chris Olave. Got to give him credit, man. He was good. He was good. He's clearly heard all the chatter. He's clearly heard the trade rumors. He clearly heard the lack of satisfaction. So in back-to-back weeks, 98 yards. Today, 19.6 yards per catch, 2 touchdowns. The first time in his career that we have seen a multi-touchdown game from Chris Olave. It's hard to believe. I don't know how that hasn't happened yet, but multi-touchdown game for number 12. That's the Chris Olave we saw today. A 58-yard pass completion. That was the longest catch of his career. Like that is the player that we drafted. That is the player we traded up to go get. That is the player that the New Orleans Saints could potentially extend or potentially trade away. So for Chris Olave, I think that today he proved he deserves to have an opportunity. He deserves to stick around for at least another. You got to try. You got to see what's up. He's clearly breaking some of these drops and bad habits, and he's getting better, and he's getting back on track. And if you can get almost 100 yards a day from Chris Olave, man, you're really, really not too disappointed in him. And for the career, or for the season, I should say, Chris Olave, let me make sure I have this correct. 39 catches, 342 yards. That's not right. 400, almost 450 yards, 3 touchdowns. Not terrible for him, but definitely needs to turn it up. All in all, the offense, very, very stagnant. Alvin Kamara couldn't do anything. Kendre Miller left in the first quarter, had 1 carry for 7 yards, goes to the injury tent, goes to the locker room, gets ruled as questionable to return, then ruled out. Alvin Kamara didn't really do much, man. And I'm not going to sit here and say I'm disappointed in AK, but I think that it's very fair to say at this point in his career, he has lost his step. That doesn't mean that we should trade him. That doesn't mean that we will trade him. That simply means Devin Neal better get ready to learn starting running back, or RB2, my friend. Kendre Miller, hopefully that injury isn't major. Devin Neal, 1 carry, 1 yard. I'd like to see him get some opportunities. I'd like to see him do some good things. He had a great block pickup, by the way. Spencer Rattler almost getting sacked. Diving block, just pulls it out. Like, Devin Neal was impressive, man. If there was a bright spot, Devin Neal was one of them today. I want to talk defense here in a moment, because I think that we're going to start seeing a little bit of an indication of how the Saints are going to operate at the deadline. First things first, Alvin Kamara, I know you didn't have a good day, but he is a Saints legend. And he is somebody who straight up said they would rather drink pina coladas than play anywhere else. I don't really blame him. I'd rather drink pina coladas than play in Kansas City or something. That'd be way cooler. But Alvin Kamara, Saints legend. And this shirt will never go out of style. It will be perfect for you no matter what. Win, lose, or draw, the New Orleans Saints have one of the most exciting running backs of all time, in my opinion, Alvin Kamara. Get yourself a shirt for $10 off today and today only. Chatsports.com/AK shirt. If you want $10 off this fresh shirt, click the link in the comments and description. All right, defense. Let's talk defense here. So I tweeted this out during the game, and I really think that Pete Werner is a player that might get traded. And that's not a take that's new for me. It actually just more so was confirmed today. We saw a lot of Isaiah Stallbird. We saw a lot of Danny Stutsman next to specifically Demario Davis. 2 trains of thought here. 1, Demario's a legend. He's a vet. He's great. He's somebody that you can trust, and he's somebody that is probably pretty nice to put next to a young player. Secondly, maybe they would rather see these players with Demario Davis because maybe there's a plan for Pete Werner in the future. Who knows what will happen? Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. I'm not sure. Chase Young had a really impactful day. Like, I know that these stats are not going to light it up here. He was making plays left and right. He had multiple passes batted. He had multiple hits. He had half a sack today. Him and Brian Brzee clobbered Caleb Williams to get a sack. It was the only sack of the day. The Saints' pass rush still continues to be a huge, huge problem. If I'm New Orleans, I'm taking Ruben Bain. I'm taking, Arvell Reese? Is that his name? Arvell Reese, the linebacker at Ohio State. Like, you got to address defense. You need to so bad. This team lacks explosive plays, but God bless it, their defense can't stop a nosebleed. I will say, the rookie, Quincy Riley, still having a great year, man. Beautifully read football. Beautifully read. Quincy Riley runs up, picks it up, steals the lunch money right out of the air from the Chicago Bears offense. And then Blake Grupe misses a field goal. I understand he's a captain. I'm about ready to rip that patch off his jersey. Not good. Kai Kroger, Terrible. Got a 31-yard punt today. Terrible. Averaged 42 yards punt. I don't, like, no. We are a joke on special teams. That is a massive, massive area of weakness. Our defense can't stop the run. Doing a little bit better in terms of stopping the pass. No pressure whatsoever on Caleb Williams. No pressure whatsoever in terms of getting sacks. And this defense just blows, man. Special teams not good. Offense unexplosive. This is the early stages of a rebuild. It's the early stages of Kellen Moore's team. Friendly reminders that this is not fully Kellen Moore's team. You got to get more of his draft picks in there. You got to get more of his roster signings in there. Pete Werner, I think, is a player that may get traded. He was very ineffective today compared to Danny Stutsman. 2 tackles for Pete, 6 tackles for Danny. I mean, come on. I think that this is a very clear indication of where we're headed. Danny Stutsman's the future. We are not going to see a future with Pete Werner. He had his chance, and he did not prevail. So Danny Stutsman, I think, will be rewarded in the near future by being a starter next to Demario Davis. At least that's what I would do. But, of course, I'm just a YouTube podcaster. What do I know? This is the deflating loss. Like, it really is. And I think that there are a lot of areas where the New Orleans Saints have typically been really bad, and they were great today. Only 5 penalties for 30 yards. The Bears had 10 for 92. But you couldn't stop the run. You couldn't score. You're missing field goals, playing sloppy football. That's just the theme of the New Orleans Saints right now. Sloppy team playing sloppy football. And it'll get better. It will. I do believe it. I still firmly believe in Kellen Moore. Doesn't mean it doesn't suck. Doesn't mean almost wins and moral victories get old. I would much rather be the Saints than the Jets, but, man, it's getting tough. We're going to be live tomorrow, 3 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you turn on your notifications. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're going to have injury updates coming out tomorrow as well. Kellen Moore will speak with media. We're going to make sure you guys are informed around anything along the injury front for the black and gold. And if there's a change at quarterback made, if there's any decisions that are discussed, we will break it down. Kellen Moore today did say he did not consider putting in Tyler Shuck at any point, despite Rattler struggling. Maybe that's something that gets considered this week. Who knows? I don't. But we'll be here to talk about it, regardless of what happens. Appreciate you guys for rocking and rolling with us. Y'all stay golden. See you next time.